Good evening, everybody. So we got our second live. We have our guest who's already joined us. He's had a busy day, bless him, sorting everything out. So with no further ado, good evening, fine sir. How are we today?
How you doing? How you doing?
Real good. Good for seeing you. I know you've had a busy
Yes.
day. We've been chatting all day trying to get you on. So it's
Very
good that we
busy day.
finally. Yeah. What you
Oh
been
yeah.
up to?
Well, I've been, recovering from a fractured shoulder, fractured neck. Just going through like my own like physical therapy and things like that, and it's working so far. I'm feeling really, really good. So yeah, I was pretty active today. And now I'm just here to have discussions and make this work, and I'm just excited.
Glad to hear it, my man. It's been on my mind for a while. To get you on. You very kindly, we spoke some time ago, and
Hmm.
we come up with a bit of a crazy idea. At least I thought it was crazy, but you know your stuff when it comes to the music and that. So
Yeah,
you put a video together. I've
yeah.
got to somehow work out. I'm not the most tech savvy, Phil. I've got to be honest with you. But I've got to get the video of my grandkids when I played it the first time, when they came down and
Ah,
I played it. My little one, bless him, was just about 3.
oh,
Um,
that's awesome.
Yeah, and the little one now is about 1, but whenever they come down, Wolfie, put Wolfie on, put Wolfie on. I always play it for them and stuff, so hopefully the viewing figures have gone up a little bit more.
Yeah,
But I absolutely love it. But it was very kind of you. We
I
reached out,
appreciate it.
we were chatting, and you did awesome, awesome job.
The way I feel, when I got into this AMC play, I felt like you were uh, actually a real important advocate, a real important voice of the movement. Uh, you know, Boss Blunts, as I'm coming in looking on YouTube and I'm listening to who's talking about this play, I hear how Boss Blunts will let you just speak, and when you speak, man, you grab the room. I don't know if you notice. You're a room grabber. And I'm like, yo, this dude is speaking truth, yo. Like, turn that up, turn that up, turn it up real quick. Yeah, 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 yeah. I like, you really did motivate me a lot. So just want to let you hear that face to face.
You are too kind, honestly. That means a lot. I've always said words are just words unless they resonate, and obviously with Boss being the way he is and allowing me to come in and I go on me little chats and me little rants. I'll never forget Dalton Electesti was the guy that clipped it, and then Boss worked brilliant and put what we now know is We Are the Well video. So I'm
Hmm.
forever grateful. He's a great, great guy. Um,
Yeah,
I've got
most
nothing but
definitely.
respect for him, the think tank, and everybody that's in it. And I like to think I contributed my little bit, but you're way too kind. But it's very nice
Hey
of you
man,
to say.
like that's one of the reasons why I was making songs. I was want to show my appreciation on at the same time. Being that I've been like many people who've never heard of me, never seen me, don't know where I come from, don't know where I've been, how did he know how to do this, and it's really because I've been kind of behind the scenes in the music industry for about 20 years.
Mm.
Uh, and I'm an engineer, so I know how to mix and master music. So I've done a lot of mixing and mastering, you know, uh, a lot of albums worked on, a lot of mixtapes I've worked on, just behind the scenes, and big names that many people may not know. But that was my journey, as I was, in the past, 15, 20 years.
Yeah. Well, as well as doing the video, which I was really grateful for, if nothing else, when the grandkids are playing up, I put it on. It sort of chills them out. So I'm forever grateful for that. Anything that keeps them occupied for a
More to
few
come.
minutes.
More to come. No, never forget.
Yeah,
More to come.
but
Oh
let's hope
yeah.
so. But as well as that, I'm aware, obviously, you got your YouTube. I'm not somebody who's down on YouTubers. I think whatever we can use to get the word out, we should be doing it. I've even wrote poems, for God's sake. So literally, we do whatever we can. I'm reaching out more and more. I'm starting to get a little bit more up to speed. But the idea of getting you on wasn't just as a thank you for obviously doing that video. For anybody who hasn't seen it, AMC is a movie, and I have to say, Phil, it is real catchy. I really did like it. It wasn't just the fact anybody could have been in it. It didn't need me in it.
Yeah.
I'd have still loved it. I thought it was brilliant. So anybody who hasn't seen it, go on Phil's channel, Phil for Real Music on YouTube. have a look at that video and every other video that Phil's done. He's on there putting himself out, showing his face, showing who he is and what he feels. It's just his opinion, but he's willing to share it. Gets a little bit of flack off people unjustly, like most people within the play. But I also wanted to get you on because you obviously have a talent for the music. So do you want to share a little bit with some of the people that you've worked with? Because it's quite impressive, it has to be said.
Yes, yeah, no worries. I start out with like how I first came out. I first when I first started creating music. Well, let me start with the source. I started creating music because I had a uh, pretty much a big surgery. I have two titanium steel rods in my spine for the rest of my life. So I started making music because I was an NBA, not NBA, I was a player, I was a ball player, so I
Right?
couldn't play ball anymore. So I said, I need to figure something out. I'm not going to just sit on my behind. Well, if I have to, I got to do something while I'm sitting here. So I started like getting into like music and creating sounds, and I love listening to music. I grew up on like all the hood, street stuff, 3 6
Mhm.
Mafia, Master P, Cash Money Records, the good stuff. uh, so I grew up on that, and then I started making my own sound. And then when I got into high school, I was the video editor for the morning announcement. So what I used to do then was I would put my beats on the announcements. So while
Nice.
everybody's, saluting to the flag and stuff like that, I get to put like my own little spin at the end. So I used to put like, 15, 30 seconds of my beat and remix certain sounds. And, the teachers liked it, stuff like that. So that was good at the time. And then as I got out of high school, I got into, uh, getting more and more into my independent self when it comes to music. And so I didn't understand engineering at the time, but I understood what I was making. I thought was good. So I brought my first, I would say, my first album, you know, to a studio, and you know, Scarface, he's a rapper from back in the day. He's a OG rapper that everybody knows about in the South of Texas and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He his manager was there, and he listened to my music, and then he's like, "Yo, what is this? This is trash." I was like, "What?" So I didn't understand what he was telling me at the time, but once I got into engineering, I went back to listen. I said, okay, I understood. I didn't have any mixing done. I didn't have any engine, any. I didn't record correctly, so I didn't have a proper mic, things like that. And so once I got into engineering professionally, I got into working with some of the following artists. I got into working with Uncle Luke. I worked with B.O.B. He's a rapper. You probably hear some of his songs. Um, I worked with DJ Khaled. I worked with him during an Ozone Award. He gave me a nice big shout out. You might hear that when I play that sometimes. I've also worked with Wyclef. I worked with Lil Bootsy. I worked with Kevin Kendrick. He's a musician who worked with an artist named Cameo from back in the day.
Wow.
I've worked with who else is out there? P Diddy. If you see this video called
No
White
way.
Sand, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I've been out here, man. Puff Daddy, yeah, him, that guy, yeah. So
With
I worked with.
respect to everyone else, I mean, who don't know P Diddy? I mean,
I
I'm
mean,
an
if you
old
don't know who
fart
that
in the
is, I
UK, and
don't
even
know,
I know
man.
P Diddy.
If you don't know who that is, hey.
Game
But
over.
it's I worked with a lot of people and a lot of underground artists that were pretty dope, pretty nice. Pastor Troy, shoot, it's Talib Kweli. I got a video with him. If I see that on
Nice.
YouTube, you could check that out. Um, but yeah, I've done a lot of music for the past 20 something years, and what I wanted to do with this AMC play, because I just I kept seeing, like, I saw this movement that needed a boost or a push or something, like something added to it to keep us going, because I said, okay, we got them on something. Okay, what's a good way to keep people in a good mood while we're going through this play? So I decided to like make a lot of music, talk about some of the current events and talk about some of, even people that's in the chat right now. Grandpa Barney, what's up? I see you. You know, Dana Young, what's happening? So I got a song called Grandpa Barney, right? Uh, and this is he's an investor, obviously, right? He's here,
Yeah,
right?
legend.
So you know this is for the people, right? I create music not for myself. And this is just me personally. I create music for the people, for them to have a good time, for them to enjoy themselves, you know, and that's just what it is with me. And I felt like this movement needed, a theme song. Why
Mm.
not one? Why not two? Why not three, four, five, six, seven? Keep it going. Why not a daily theme song every day? I don't know. But then I got into, my shoulder injury and I kind of
Yeah,
slowed down. Yeah.
life. Well, I must admit, because obviously I have paid attention. Um, Obviously, I think the first time I became aware of yourself and what you were doing and stuff was actually through Boss Blunt. So he's kind, really kind like that. If he sees something, Paul P did a song which to this day I listen to a lot.
Yeah.
I'd love to have it as an intro on a video and stuff, but Boss has got
Yeah.
that, and he does
I
really
felt like
well. And
you were
he's got the
important. Yeah.
viewers. Yeah, and
Yeah.
he's Paul P. He did a brilliant job with that. I absolutely love it. And it for me, getting you on was to show just another aspect, another avenue, another area that who don't like music. Music can reach
Yeah. Who
out
doesn't
across
like music?
all. Yeah, music reaches out across all people. So when I look through the community, we're fortunate that there's so many 3.8 million investors in AMC, but there's so many spread across all the different stocks that we can pretty much accommodate most people, if not all people. Because some people will go in and they'll see Phil for real doing his music and stuff and embracing the community, giving his shout outs, doing his thing, putting his own stamp on things. And then you'll have Boss coming in and doing his thing, and then everybody else behind it, everyone in the Twitter world doing the space calls. I just think it doesn't get any better than that. Of all the things I've ever seen, collectively, what we do together, people in the chat
Yes.
now tonight, does it get any better than that? Really?
I mean, it doesn't get any better than that, especially when you see, how some of these commentators are responding, how these bankers are responding, even some regulators and, some liquidity fairies that come on and engage with certain people. You can kind of get a sense. Hey, I think we should keep going and going and going and going. So what really halted my, situation was I was dealing with this neck and shoulder thing. But I think I'm coming back a little bit slowly but surely. Just give me some more time. I'll be back and dropping some DD and songs. Like I'd like to with this whole movement, even if it's not just AMC, it could be GameStop, BBI. It doesn't matter what stock you're in. We're talking about the financial system, right? Of everybody,
100%.
right? And
Yeah.
everyone is getting more aware or more woke, if you will, and that's not, when many people are like, oh, that means this. No. That means being aware of something you weren't aware of before, right? You weren't aware of something, right? If I didn't know there was something going on and you came and told me, guess what? You just woke me up, bro. I didn't know, bro. Thanks.
Well, I must
That's just what it
admit,
is.
and for me, seeing the growth of the community, the education, we've got brilliant people share DD throughout, whether it's Reddit or Twitter or YouTube or people in the Discords with their own Discord communities, etc. The contribution across the board has just been astounding. When the banks are coming out of mainstream media and everything else, and they want to have their say, they've always had their say. But the real beauty of
Exactly.
all this, one of the things, and there's many things that we should be real proud of, really, infused by. We're in a position where we're being heard, and whether they want to admit that they are hearing us or seeing us or aware of us, you got. I won't say his name, but he's on Twitter. He's got short legs. He's always out there and he's commenting about this and about that, and he's going to say at the end of it, when it's all over, when the final whistle has been blown, he will say it was his only way that he could give us a voice. But then you got CV Payne that will get people on and interview them, so it just don't add up. But
And
the fact
that's
that
what
we're
it's all about right there. That's what it's
yeah,
all about right there. you're knowing who the good guys are because they're using their experience and their their own mind to make a decision to support this movement. And many people that watch or see me really don't realize, man, there's been a lot of stuff, a lot of hours and stuff that I put into this, right? Editing
Yeah.
and all type of stuff. But I don't care. I don't want. I literally. I don't have. Sometimes I don't even monetize my videos. I just want to get the message out, right?
Yeah.
And with professional engineering on top of that, right?
Yeah.
And But a lot of people like I see Buzzman says fanny pack always gets him. That was one of the first songs that a lot of people kind of paid attention to because they were like, "Yo, fanny pack, yo, I cannot stop laughing at this song. It's so funny because it's like I'm rapping like Tiger, like Tiger, he's a rapper, right? So I'm rapping like him, but I'm on like a dope type of beat, and I'm talking about the fanny pack, but." I'm really, in reality, I was just reading off of, like, to be truthfully honest, I was just reading off of the description on his website. That's the funny part about it. Like, so as you hear me rapping, I'm literally reading the description off the website.
There's nothing better. I found in life, there's nothing better if you pay attention and you listen. Obviously, with yourself, he's got it written down, which is kind of makes it nice, But if you pay attention, using someone's word back on them leaves them very little room to squirm out.
I mean, we were trying to make a point back then because we were like, listen, we're trying to focus on this movement with everybody on the same page. That's all. Most of my videos, or like most of my independent videos, where I would just like take my phone and just talk. I was really stressing home, like, listen, we need everybody on the same page. We need everybody understanding, right? Certain processes and what it's going to take to make this thing move, right? And obviously working through, we all had to figure out working through brokers ain't doing this and that ain't working, this and that ain't working. Oh, look here, look at what's connected to our plays, these banks and everything else, and reverse repos, and they're I mean, John Kennedy, the senator, man, you should see his video. Like, I was like, yo, he literally chewed him out right there and was like, yo, like, you made a bad bet, didn't you? He's like, I'm not aware. I have a team of people that work with me. Man, you're getting too close, dude. Like, and I think John Kennedy knows what's up. So it's some good guys out here, trust me. But it's just other people that's just running, and is sure keep running, but we're right there showing everybody what actually is happening. And and I appreciate you all. That's why I make theme songs for you guys. I appreciate all of you guys, that's putting out stuff. I got more people to do it for, but I just haven't done it because I was dealing with this. But I love this whole community, man, regardless of what any short seller says, what any hidden op or whoever that's out there, the community is who we do this for. This isn't for just, I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this for the community because the community, needs support. And that's what we're here for. I have my money in this, right? So I'm supporting the community. So why not add other things and help, help the fundamentals. And my kids can't wait to eat AMC. My son asked me, hey dad, can I have some AMC popcorn? He makes sure to say AMC. Like, I love that. So it's like, since we're gonna have to deal with a high debt ceiling, if they're gonna, I don't know if they're gonna raise the debt ceiling. I don't know if they will. I don't know if they won't. But if they do, you're telling my kids that they got to deal with that. So I mean,
great grandkids.
Why not talk about a stock that or a play that that you're actually running from and hating? So why not? So
it was interesting because obviously I'm over in the UK, but I tend to pay attention. As we were talking just briefly before we started this evening, in the UK, it's widely known that if America sneezes, we get the flu. So it really matters, it really matters what happens in the US.
Yes, it does.
And the people of America, I absolutely love them. Growing up, watching all the films, the programs, the sense of humor, all the various Cheers and all sorts of things that we grew up watching. I see there's the list of films today that are coming back. You know, Indiana Jones. I grew old watching them, growing up with them films. So for America, you know, I have a lot of affection. I've been to Florida. You know, 10 out of 12 years running, I went to Florida 3 4 weeks.
What part of
And
Florida?
stayed in Kissimmee,
Oh,
and
Kissimmee.
did
Oh, so you were near Disney
yeah.
area.
Yeah, did the
You were
usual
near
when I
me
done
then.
all the Disney. Yeah, managed to play golf a couple of times. Love the people, love Publix. The chicken. Oh my god, the chicken.
I mean, I literally have a Publix right down, like literally. I live next to, like, we have Publix chicken all the time, like all the time, bro. Like,
You know the way it comes in like the beigey coloured box with a handle that comes up at the top and that. But I went so often that people started to recognise me in Publix because I'd always go in there and the amount of
here come
weight I
that guy
used.
with the chicken again.
Yeah, it's like here comes the UK guy, likes all the sugary stuff, the chocolate war cake. Oh my god, my mouth's
Yeah, I mean,
watering.
like they have it
Yeah,
there.
but yes, I always loved it. But your politics and you know Congress and it's no different in the UK. So don't think I'm hating on just the US, you know, political system and parties and stuff because it really ain't the case. I'm like it with everybody all around the world. You know, it's always the same. We suffer, they benefit. We get poorer, they get richer. But, so we talked about the music and stuff, which is great. I won't go into the politics,
Okay.
but for yourself and stuff, when did you first get in them? When did you become aware of what was going on? Was you told? Did you see it? How did it come
Are you
about?
referring to the financial market or politics?
Yeah, for the finance.
Okay. So, 2 years ago, like I said, I'm in the music industry, so I know a lot of people in the music industry. So someone, I was like, okay, I got this bag and I want to invest in something, right? So I was like, my buddy was like, yo, you need to research AMC. So I was like, let me do my own research because I was about to get into Safe Moon. Unfortunately, I did not.
Ooh.
Fortunately, I'm glad I did not do that. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Go ahead. See. I was like,
No. In fairness, it was I was in crypto myself before I flipped
yeah.
and got into AMC and stuff. I went back into crypto. The first thing I bought, I went back in 16th of January 21. Back into crypto. I was in crypto a little bit, 16, 17. And then obviously it did what it did, and I was waiting for it, and people talked about cycles and everything else. But I started to see it make a move. But I wish, because I should have got in it sort of October, November before Christmas. But I just give myself a breather. I was going to have Christmas off, spend it with the family, whatever. And then in the new year, it was like, right, now I need to get sorted. I need to get busy. I went straight into crypto 16th of January, and 27th of January, I was already back looking at the stock market and thinking, should I? But yeah, go on, you
Yeah.
were saying?
Right. I was saying I was going to get into Safe Moon, right?
Hmm.
And I'm like, nah, Safe Moon's a little difficult to get into. and plus it's got something going on. I don't trust it. So I was like, let me dig into AMC. So I did, some due diligence and I read the room and I was like, let me see what the hell's going on. Whoa, oh shit, what's going on? Okay, well, I think this is where I'm gonna be. And so boom, that's where I landed, right? And so I did that, and then I ended up getting a group of my Facebook friends to become apes. So a lot of these apes, are not on YouTube. They're or OG apes. They're not on YouTube. They're on Facebook. They're just sitting there chilling, waiting on me to say something, or they're waiting. I'm giving updates, things like that, and they're also doing their own due diligence, and so they're also it's everyone's in it. It's in you're in it now, right? So you're gonna have to deal with it, Hedgies.
We ain't leaving.
So, yeah, and so I let everyone know, everyone that's my friend on the book, including YouTube at this point. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a music producer, and so I just tend to talk about what I did, right? And so a lot of my friends started doing it, and they did their own due diligence, and so we're riding this thing out. We don't care what it make us look like. We don't care. Oh, it's just a $5 stock and I don't care. I don't care what you say or anybody says about it. We understand the we read the fine print. Let's just say,
Yeah.
and the DNA and the chromosomes and everything else.
Well, I know you mentioned about SafeMoon, which a couple of people approached me and spoke to me, um, but I'd sort of I've come away. I mean, I got receipts for it. May 2nd, I knew 2021. I knew crypto was starting to smash. I was trying to tell people, big names in the YouTube crypto areas. And I was messaging them on Twitter and I was going into their YouTube videos and I was trying to flag out. Of course, no one paid any attention, but I called the drop in May 2nd, I called. There'd be a drop. And I was saying end of February, March, my belief is that they're actually robbing out of their crypto in order to cater for what they need in the stock market. But at the time, there wasn't too many, or there weren't any that I was aware of that were both crypto and stock market. So there was no real overlap. There was nobody talking about the two. And of course, when it first came up and GME had run up and come back down, everyone was, that weren't paying attention or didn't do any DD or was listening to mainstream media, maybe switched off to it or weren't aware of it. And outside of our community and the people that, we caught their attention, they were looking elsewhere. There's a million problems in the world, a million things to deal with, and they were all looking elsewhere. But I tried to say to people, big hitters within the crypto world, they're coming in. Then November 10th, I actually said, I've got the receipt saying I'm coming out.
I kind of knew that crypto would have this big dip last year. Just based on the fact what you just said, right? They're using it as like a secondary bank account, yada yada. I mean, it's no surprise if you could pay attention to the dips on Sundays, right? You'll see the boost on Friday, the boost on Saturday, then hey, hello Sunday, as they're pulling out, right? Yeah. Getting ready to buy more synthetics on Monday, right? And so, at this point, I just say it out loud, man. You know what I mean? Like, they know what they're doing. We all know what they're doing. The world knows what they're doing. And, I'm not afraid to speak it. So.
No, I must admit, when I came in, one of the first things I ever talked about was Wall Street conspiracy, Darren Saunders. It's nothing new. But as a community, something that has really impressed me is the fact that none of us are financial advisors. We're the backbone of our countries. We're the people that, we've got military in this that will put their lives on the line. We've got teachers teaching the kill. We've got everyone from every area, that have sort of come together and they've done their own due diligence. They've looked into things. And that really is the trick of all of it for me, is the fact that when people look, they can't help but see what we all end up seeing. Now, we're no Burries today, but when the final whistle is over, we're either going to be right or correct or incorrect. If we are correct, then we're all going to have people looking around us to do it. And I've experienced that through crypto. When people were laughing at me and saying, oh, you're mad, crypto's a Ponzi, they were watching it on the same things. They were hearing it from the same avenues. They were going on the same social networks and people were saying the same things that they say today about meme stocks and other things. And, a lot of people stayed away. I'll never ever forget that, every day Little Legs is on out there doing his thing. Saying about, it's going to go to this, it's going to go to that. He said much the same February, March, April, May of 2021. And then never said nothing when it ran up to 72. He didn't apologise to anyone who could have made a few quid, put a few quid away for rainy days that missed that opportunity because they were listening to that idiot. Well, that idiot and many others like him were telling us for 12 years, don't get into crypto. It's all a Ponzi. It's like the tulips. It's just a big bubble. All of them, I was involved. Yeah. All of them. And now we're in a position where all these governments want about CBDC, which in essence is the same technology that Bitcoin came from, that Bitcoin, Satoshi Nakamoto come up with. Now they're trying to get it more, so it isn't decentralized. Somebody controls it. The same people that are messing up with the fear and everything else that's going on. So it's kind of nice that everyday people, the mums and dads out there, the people that are getting up on the Monday morning, going to doing their thing, provide for the kids, pay the mortgage and everything else, especially at currently. There's no market crash. Have you noticed? There's no market crash. We've got no recession. Interest is still, inflation is still through the roof. Mortgages are sky high for most people in most countries.
Yeah.
Everyone's feeling the pinch, but they are all earning more money. We've got the supermarkets in the UK are earning more money. Energy companies are earning. They're all earning a ton more than they earned before the pandemic, and we're out here fighting and struggling. But we woke up. We started looking. We started learning about what we needed to learn, and some of us have learned far, far more than others about the technical side of what they do, which is incredibly important. Other
Yes.
people just see it as a chance to pay it back. Other people made money in crypto and decided that they were going to put some money into this. Other people just want to go, no, I've had enough. It's like the best silent protest I think I've ever seen. And
Yep.
with people like yourself contributing and 5 to 10 million everywhere else contributing, it's not exactly easy to ignore us anymore. But when we all come together and we do these sort of things and everything else we've done for 2.5 years, we get more and more eyes on it. And the more eyes that get on it, the less chance they got of sweeping it under the rug like they did 2008.
Many of them really don't realize is, you know, many get 2008, no matter where you thought it didn't have effects to, because, you know, yeah, 2008 affected a lot of people from, different brackets of,
Mhm.
life. You got, the poor, like imagine the poor getting actually more poor, right? So, and they're losing houses that they rented and things like that, right? Because their bank just flew under the table, so many people did not forget that. Okay. And then you got films, like big films that's making people more aware, like The Big Short, and
Mhm.
many people that, that are not movie connoisseurs, they're probably not paying attention to this movie, but this movie lets everyone kind of see, like, hey, what we're going through now is kind of the same thing, but in reverse, right? That's kind of like how I always would look at this entire situation. I would look at this like, okay, yeah, this entire situation we're going through is not The Big Short. This is called The Big Buy. Okay, so it's like reverse, The Big Buy. So we're, everyone's basically doing what they have to do, right? And at the end of this, it's gonna be something. It's gonna be a movie, right? It's already a movie. I mean, it's you know you see certain individuals, be against when they were for this play, and you can't help but wonder, what are you researching? What are you understanding about this? Have you spent the late nights kind of looking at this since you got your money in this? Everyone that I am familiar with, we spent late nights, early mornings reading, doing DD, understanding certain things. In certain things, we're just not going to understand, right?
Yeah.
Many people need to know that. There's things you're going to see and not even have a clue what it means. However, when others take a stab at it, right, and then you can kind of put in your own sense and see if they're kind of counter, what they're counter, making sense of what they're saying, then you can kind of understand, okay, I feel like I'm at another level where I can understand what this means, and this is for anybody that's out there that's watching, and you're, afraid to read a filing or understand what a balance sheet is. Don't be afraid. It's just simply just a like looking at your paycheck. Okay, so that's all it is.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, some of the stuff out there, it is real complex. We've got brilliant people within the community that really broke it down and worked really hard. And like you say, sat up long hours, week after week. I was chatting with Eric, who did the very first Wolfie with Friends. And he was
Okay.
saying that he went all the way to Vegas to meet up with people, but they sat in a room doing DD. They're in the middle of Vegas with a million things to go and do. But no, we take it seriously, and whatever it is, whatever path you're on, it could be the DD path, it could be the intricate workings of the market. If whatever it is you need to be able to have a look as an individual that's not in this at the moment, that will be looking from the outside, there's a home for you, there's a place for you. Some people just want to stick it to the man. Well, there's areas you can go just for that. Some people want to come in and have a laugh. Well, there's areas you can go. Some people want to be really serious about what are they
Exactly.
doing. And
Yep.
as a community, I think we cater and we pretty much cover every aspect. And it's just a case of, like always, it's just time. Well, they told everyone stay away from crypto, and then 68,000 for Bitcoin, And I just think, if I look at who's telling me what they're telling me, who's let me down and who hasn't? Well, people generally don't let me down, but I tell you who do, the people telling me to stay away from this, not look at this. It's all rubbish,
Exactly.
it's tulips, and we've proved them wrong. I know January 28th,
Yep.
GME did its thing. The irony is not lost on me that it was mainstream media that basically, highlighted that. What could they do? They couldn't really hide it, could they? But the fact that they highlighted it meant there was people like me that it caught their attention, that we knew about 2008 and the lies of weapons of mass destruction and governments telling us who to hate or who to mistrust, and all the lies we've ended up. If you're 20 or 30 or 40 or 50, you've seen lies, you've heard the lies. And a lot of people out there were just in a position, I personally believe, it just thought, you know what, if it's a chance, I'm going to take it. So, whatever people's motivations for looking, I think we've pretty much got them all covered. And all the while we
I
get them
agree.
all covered, I think that's a big reason why they stay. Not everyone's on YouTube, not everyone goes on Reddit. We've got some that go on at different bits and we're involved in different areas. But I think a huge majority are out there that have lived a life or seen
I
what's
think
happened.
I think for the ones that are super passionate about this play, when it comes to AMC, we're we all have bought stocks or sold. If some of you sold, some didn't. I didn't, but some did. You know, some have to show more, in my opinion, as far as going to the films, promoting the films. If you're really caring about your investment, if you have like any stress about the play, the best thing you could do is get eyes on your play, and ears, right? And word of mouth starts to go spread, right? Um, you know, I try to, once I realize like, okay, there needs to be a boost or some sort, right? And I'm feeling that now. I get into this mode where I'm like, okay, I want to make something for the community that everyone can listen to, or maybe not even just a song. Maybe like I'm commentating over something or making a skit or something like that. That pertains to our play. Um, just to let everyone out there that, because I don't see everybody. I'm here, in Florida,
Mhm.
uh, but I'm, just letting everyone know, hey, I see what you see, and I feel what you feel, right? I feel like that's important for everyone to kind of, you know, get across, right? And that's one of the things that I like to do is, put some of my feelings into music, and then let you guys know, hey, I see what you see. You're not alone in seeing this, So while mainstream media and everyone else, bankers and everyone else, they got their markets, they got their, they can pay for promoters and stuff like that. But what do you do when you got an army of apes that come from all walks of life and they have all sorts of talents? What do you do when it comes to that? You can't win. If you make it, SEC, what they do? They made a little Investify media video and all of that. You know what I did? I made my own. I started making my own videos. Oh, you want to make little meme videos? Well, I can make music videos. Okay, how about that? You know what I'm saying? You want to start throwing pie and jokes at us? Well, guess what? I can do the same thing and like actually be a little raunchy and talk real get real crazy with it, right? Use my musical talents to show you, hey, I'm not leaving. I'm still here. You want to make a joke? Hey, I can make jokes too. You know what I'm saying? But
Well, we
you
got
know,
India. We're going to do that. So obviously, you have made the videos. I'd imagine anybody watching this, or hopefully, will watch it afterwards as a
yeah,
recording. Um, might be one or two that haven't seen what you do. So bring me up one or two that you really like. Anything that you've got that you want to show. Nothing brand new. Keep that for yourself and your own thing and what you're doing. But
let me
anything that
let me
you've got,
show.
not, don't have to be AMC as a movie. Anyone who wants to see that can go and see it if you haven't already. But bring it up. The reason reason being, one of the ideas that I had for, I want this to be a community channel. This will always run more so afterwards, after the play. We're going to be correct. We get proven right, and then what we can do afterwards as people, and that really is ultimately while I'll just keep plugging away and I'll learn all the technical stuff, and eventually I'll get it all perfect, and then it'll be hopefully in the right time, and then people can send videos or come on and show what they're doing in the real world.
Let me.
Um,
I'm just looking through my little playlist here. If you don't mind,
no
give me a
problem.
second here. But
No, that's good. Well, one of the ideas that I had was to, try and expand and give everybody an opportunity. So it was people that have got the talent. Obviously, I've watched your YouTube channel and we've interacted and had a few conversations to say the least. But it was to give people an opportunity just to show. So it was actually partly your fault that I've chucked out an idea that I'll add to my channel, which will be anybody out there that's got any talent. You could write poetry, you could be a singer, maybe you're a musical guy that puts it together exactly like Phil. Whatever it is, really, if you're willing to come on and show it, you've got an open invite. All you need to do is reach out on Twitter's the best way. Send me a DM and then we'll look to get you all involved. If you want to come in and share some DD, then so be it. But we'll see what you can come up with and what we can build as a channel.
yeah, you can go ahead and that's this is a snippet. It's like a minute long, but if you want, you can click on it and it'll pop up and you'll
Yeah, let's
see it.
chuck that out there. Like I say, anybody who watches this at a later date might not have seen it. Enjoy this. Feel for real.
Oh, okay. So I have to. You want me to click it and show you?
That's all right. I can check out.
All right, hold on. Let me see how I can do that. Let me see.
Yeah.
Give me a second. I'll be right back. Okay.
All right. Scrape up the
Hey,
bowl in the
Wolfie.
house. Go on, mate.
I'll probably have to put it in the chat for everybody to
Yeah.
see
Hopefully,
it.
people could hear it. Even out if you share your screen, if you want to play it, share your screen. But did anybody manage to hear that? Zook's joined the chat. Moonow's in there. Hills is in there. Bless up, Mr. Fumble. Who else we got in
Yeah,
the
I got
chat? Let's
this.
give a few shout.
Some of my favorite ones that I've made. I mean, of course, everyone loves Fanny Pack. I'll just put it
Mm-hmm.
on my Twitter, but it's not Fanny Pack. That's one of my favorites. It's a dope song, but I love the Mega Bag record, so I'm gonna put it on my Twitter so everyone can see it. So if you want to check out the video, it's my Twitter is Scrape Up the Bowl on Twitter,
There you go, mate. It's at the
and you'll
bottom of the
see it's
screen.
the Mega Bag snippet. I just love that snippet because the dude was talking about us. They're crazy people. I was like, oh word. All right, go and make the haters mad. Yep. Go and make the haters mad. Yep. Go and get a mega bag. Yep. Go and get a mega bag. Yum. Yum. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying yum. Like, this is good. Like, I love popcorn. Yum.
I loved it. Popcorn's
Yeah.
a huge success. I know in America it's a good snack, a favorite snack. People love
Oh,
it.
it's literally the best thing popping. Literally popping. Because when you're at the movies, right? Many people haven't described their feeling when they're at the movies. You have to understand, many people many people live in big homes, many people live in small homes. So a lot of people that live in smaller homes, they may not want to be in their crib all day. They may want to be in a bigger environment where they can see a big huge screen, and when you once you're in that seat, you got your food, you're ready, you're everything escapes. You're looking at a film that you want to see, so it's something you just can't get at the home. You can cut on a streaming show, and you can cut off the lights, and you could be at the house and this and that. But guess what? Things pop up at the house. People talk at the house. Kids are not quiet at the house. They're quiet at the movie theaters for some reason sometimes. Sometimes.
So back to the obviously you got in it, you've done your DD and stuff, and you got a group round you. How are friends and family and stuff? Your circle, the people that you get to look in the eyes and stuff. Everyone chilled and relaxed in the background.
Oh yeah, everybody back here, yeah, they're good. Before I got in here, I had to, get on the grill for a second, so I grilled them a steak. For my appreciation, because it's late. In America right now, we got the playoffs that's happening, so we're getting ready for the Lakers and Nuggets game. So we're
Nice.
just watching that game. My team lost. It's okay, my team lost, but nonetheless, we're still okay. But as far as my kids, my kids love this entire situation, right? Because they get to get popcorn. They see I'm buying candy. I just put a Mario poster up in the game room. So
Nice.
they're happy to just be a part of this as well, because I get them all this stuff. So they're
Yeah.
enjoying it, having a great experience. The old lady, she's tired of me talking about it, and it's me and I forget his name, but I think it's Nolia Pools. He's like, yo, my wife is like tired of me talking about it. I was like, yeah. My old lady said the same thing. I'm like, babe, don't you get it? Like the hedge funds, like, don't you get it? Like they're short in stock, and we got to stop them. She's like, go to bed. It's like, okay, I'm sorry. Like, look how much money it took from the reverse repo. Okay, can you check the mailbox? Like, can you come on?
Yeah.
I get it. I'm sorry. Sorry. But it's something we're all talking about. It's something we're all seeing. Like when we're all finding out something new, and we want to share it with the community and share it on YouTube and the comment section. I see why some people turn off the comment section, but I don't turn it off because I hope that real people would comment. But of course, it's YouTube and they allow anything. But it is what it is. But I just love the fact that this community is always keeping each other informed, always talking about what's real, and being honest about how they feel, and one thing I don't like is the what ifs. Like I'm the type of DD guy, like don't give me no what ifs. Give me guarantees. What's a guarantee so I know, right, how to approach a situation, right? So that's kind of like what I do on my channel sometimes. When I'm not dropping music, I'm providing some information. I'm basically, letting everyone know, hey, here's how I feel about the reverse stock split. Here's how I feel about why they're afraid of the reverse stock split. Here's how I feel about what Adam Aaron might or won't do. Right.
Yeah.
So I'm looking more on the guarantee side of things, but I can't guarantee what Adam Aaron's going to do. But it seems to me, there's a chess reference all over his Twitter. So I'm just going to lean with that. So
I mean, that's pretty sensible. I must admit, I'm fortunate enough that I did manage to actually meet Adam Aaron. I went to Holloway
yes,
when he came over to the
how did you feel
UK.
about meeting Adam Aaron?
I absolutely loved it. Meeting Adam Aaron himself. Let's deal with that first. So meeting Adam Aaron himself, I had a chance just to, look him in the eye, shake his hand, have a little chat. But more importantly, I was able to be in a room and just watch and observe. The people that were going up to him, people that I'd spent the day with, other people as well. How he was
Yeah.
received by everybody, the time that he took, the way that he signed for people and engaged with people. And he was really friendly, really polite. He was patient with everybody. He did everything perfectly. And it was
Yeah.
just, I couldn't help, if I hadn't seen anything of his Twitter account or any of the other things that he'd done, interviews, etc., I couldn't help but come away and think this is a genuine guy. This isn't the sort of thing that somebody who's pulling strokes is going to come out and do. I know some people
And
say, well, what
you're
about
right.
Congress people and stuff? All right. But this is a CEO that doesn't have to do that. You don't have to come out and get your vote. You don't have to come
He
out and
really
shake your
didn't.
hand.
That's the
Yeah.
point people don't get. Like, come on, we live in corporate America, and we live in a place where CEOs, if let's just say, I'm not going to name a certain CEO, but let's say this CEO, somebody's working for this particular company, they die, in your company van because you're making them travel long distances for a long amount of hours, and so you don't even help the family or say anything. The HR reached out, not HR reached out.
Yeah.
Like, what do you do when it comes to that? Like, come on.
Right.
Somebody should have you got to have a heart. I feel like when I met him with the same shirt on, by the way. But when I met him, it was cool, man. He was really, really kind, really, really funny. I felt like, because I'm goofy myself, so I'm kind of funny sometimes. So I'm always laughing. But he sat right next to me and my old lady, and I thought that was great. So it was pretty cool.
Nice. When
Yeah.
you met him and stuff, how did you feel? Because I've it's only through talking with you tonight that it's sort of, because the big thing for me is get people to look, people that haven't looked, get them to look. Everybody else has made their decision, and people that look will make their decision. It's on them. I made mine. I don't blame anyone. I don't hold anyone accountable. I'm not going to praise anyone. I read everything. I looked at everything. I come to my own conclusions. I did what I did. Right or wrong, it's going to be on me. But within the community, I've often thought it's brilliant for people that, might be out there and not have much of a circle around them or other people, or maybe people have, dismissed them, or they don't want to hear it, or they're not involved, or they ain't got time to look, they're busy in their lives, whatever, whatever. But turning up, as well as seeing Adam Aaron, the massive benefit was meeting other apes. Now, for me as an ape to be in a cinema full of apes was just incredible. There's no other word for it. Genuinely incredible. Um,
Yes.
Not because it was a blind, we're all doing the same, we're all the same. It wasn't. It was different questions, different approaches, different, people believe different things are more important. But collectively, it was just a beautiful thing. There was no negative in it whatsoever. But also for people who are not involved, go to your AMC cinema and remember that's why within the community, don't underestimate what the apes are doing, because they're out there on Twitter and Facebook and everywhere else, and they're promoting the company and they're sharing the popcorn pictures and they're talking about the newest films out, etc. But it reminds people that the cinema is loved and people do have a good time when they go to the cinema, and it is catering better and better, far better than it ever has. New
And you know
films
what the
coming out,
mainstream media
numbers.
doesn't know? The
Yeah.
mainstream media that talk negative about this stock, what they don't realize is that while they, most of them, they get on here calling people grifters and stuff like that. What they fail to realize is that they miss the other influencers that doesn't care about that. And I'm talking about the movie reviewers that love to go to the movies before everybody else does.
Hmm.
Okay. These movie reviewers, they love to review the movies before it comes out. So the importance of the movie theater right there for the influencer that loves to review the movies and see the movies before everyone else does is super important, because they want to blow their get their channel known, right, and make people go to their channel for their opinion, because they watch these movies before everybody. They especially on the West Coast in California, they see it before us, of course. But you know uh you know uh, uh it just means a lot. Many people want to go to the movies and just have a good time, and it's not dying. I'm sorry. You want to keep people home. COVID is whatever it was. And so, many people are outside, man. And so, you lose, man. You made a bad bet, man. I'm sorry you lost. So now it's time to, do what you need to do and grow up, people.
I'd
Gotta
love
grow
to
up, man.
see, yeah, I'd love to see people who don't know going to the cinema and, Dad's out there with his ape uniform, his jacket that he's, and rightly so, should be proud of it. But, we got apes out there going to the cinema representing, more than educated in things, quite happy to have a conversation about it. So another opportunity for anybody who doesn't know where to look or where to start, go and have a
People are coming
chat
to
with
the
some of the
movies
people.
dressed. People are
Yeah,
coming to the movie
yeah.
theaters dressed in Star Wars gear, dressed as Mario, Luigi, whatever movie comes out next, you're going to have somebody come out as Indiana Jones. I already know it. You're gonna have people, whatever. I mean, man, I mean, it's crazy. It is crazy.
So you've been in for long enough, um,
Yeah.
almost since the beginning. What's been the biggest surprise for you out of everything?
In the financial situation, or in, like, let's say, our community.
Our community. What's been the
The
best,
community. Okay, so the
biggest surprise?
biggest surprise. Well, the biggest surprise was how the reverse stock split sent people this way and that way. Like, literally split us this way and that way. I'm super surprised at that, because I don't know if it got to a certain individual, or certain DD, certain just wasn't matching right, and certain people reading DD a certain thing a certain way. So I feel like that reverse stock split situation, it actually kind of split a good chunk of the community. Because you got some actual people that, don't want, to, their DD stopped at 90% of my shares are being taken. And it's not, I mean, 90%, everybody knows that, but that's where they're stuck at. And it's surprising, because it's like everybody else has been kind of showing other things, showing possibilities, talking positive about this situation, and saying basically, hey, you're not alone in doing this. We're going to be here with you when you're not alone in doing this. That's my message is, hey, our CEO here is speaking chess talk.
Mm.
And when you speak chess talk, you got to research chess moves. So when you research chess moves, you start understanding what, certain things that he's offering, how it kind of relates to this. So this means, yeah, it's going to suck. We're going to be on our last heels. But remember, there's always a way that we're going to come and get the queen. We're going to say checkmate. Trust and believe.
Yeah. I must admit, when it comes to that side, I've never gone into any depth. I've always explained it that, within the community, we got the haters, the purists, we got the paid interns. Um,
Right. The people that's
I'm
paid off. Oh my God, they're the
yeah,
worst.
so you're always going to have people out that want to try and create fear, uncertainty, and doubt. We all know this.
Right.
From my own experience with the life that I've been through, and the things that in my very, 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 very speck of a world, a very, very small part of the world, the things that I've been involved, you sort of learn that the huge majority are always relatively quiet. When the time comes and have to stand up, they do. In the interim, they're not bothered about being the one that's first. They don't want to be mainstream media. They're not going to fight
Yeah.
against the
Yeah. I'm not here
hater
to.
or
I'm not here to. I
yeah.
don't need Yahoo or anyone else trying to come at me. I don't. I've already made that statement on YouTube like a while ago. I basically already said I don't want any. I don't want any of that. I just want, when I'm putting myself out there, all I want is our message heard, felt, and respected. That's it.
Amen to that, my man. Amen to that. I mean, there's not enough hours in a day to fight all the haters and just ignore them. There's
Right.
too many good people out there that we can reach, that we can attempt to reach, that
Exactly.
we can continue trying to reach. Not to tell them what to do, what to buy, etc., but
Right.
just to say, have a look at this, have a look at that, and then make your own informed decision. And I think for the main part, all the way through this, I think as a community, immaterial what route we're coming, what's important to individuals or pockets within the community as a whole, everybody's done much the same in order to try and do that. That when mainstream media come out with saying we can go back with facts, we can go back with an alternative. When they come out with negative, we can come back with two or three different positive things. When they want to attack one of us, we'll all stand together and say no. When they're going to say you're going to lose, it's a Ponzi, it's this, we'll start flagging up about naked short selling for 20 years and the films Wall Street Conspiracy and Susan Trimbath books and all sorts of other things. It did. The biggest surprise for me during this entire thing so far um, was in actual fact the excitement that when the lady on CNBC mentioned the word naked shorts, the euphoria that was felt, and that was brilliant. It was lovely to see anything that's brings that outpouring of confidence and stuff and gives people a boost. There's nothing wrong with that. But it did surprise me in actual fact that just because somebody on
They never really
CNBC.
mentioned it before. Like they never would talk about it. Like it was just taboo to even talk about it. Then she ends up being the one that spills it because it's like, yeah, we kind of predicted your conversations would go down this route, and it's just when you guys are ready. We're ready, but you guys aren't. You guys are adjusting to it. They're getting, you know, think about this. Like during a collapse, like why would you only discuss things, with the ones that are collapsing, that's losing the money? Like, why won't you, talk to some of the other side, the retail side? Hey, what's your opinion? What do you guys think about what's happening? Why do you think is what's going on is happening? Which is why I appreciate Charles Payne for, at least having that voice like, hey, there's things going on that you guys need to be aware of. They're just not doing it, and so it makes no sense to me. Just understand, just like the financial propaganda when you know that they've made a bad bet.
Hmm.
Uh, and they're telling you every day, yeah, we're fine. This bank is fine. This bank is fine. This bank is fine. No, we're good. We're good. And it's like you're sitting there eating breakfast with your kids, and you're like,
It's not fine. It's not fine. I laugh because I'll cry. Yeah, yeah, I'm with you
I'm
on
over
that.
here every day watching them, and they're
Mhm.
just interviewing. Oh, we have a top financial advisor for this bank, and then 2 days later, that bank is being fined like 300 million or 30 million. They're getting all these. It's just crazy. And then next thing you know, incoming margin calls, which will happen
Yeah,
because that's basically what they've been avoiding this entire time. Let's just be honest about it, right? That's why I make my little statement. Hey, did the shorts cover? No. What are we talking
yeah,
about? We ain't talking
pretty
about nothing.
much.
You know
No.
what I mean? So I just that's just how that started because once I got into because like I said, this isn't my background, just so everyone knows. Dealing with the financial market, seeing what understanding what a reverse repo is, looking at charts and understanding what that is. I never got into stock. I was always in the music, the boards, and everything else. Then I got into this, like you could literally tell like when certain senators got it. Like I said, John Kennedy, he was grilling that SVB CEO. I just feel like he knows what's going on, and he's just
Mhm.
not saying the loud part, the quiet part out loud. He's just watching it unfold, and I mean, come on, they're taking trillions of dollars from the Fed, okay, and it's just been going up ever since every single day. What do you do? What do you do? You know what I'm saying? Oh, you make the debt ceiling higher. No, you don't. You go and cover your damn shorts and pay your bills. No, they don't want to do that. They think, oh yeah, this company isn't going to do this, and this we're going to make the money off it sooner or later. No, you're not. Stop playing. Stop playing. You know what I mean? This is the streets you're talking to. We already know. We already done like so much. Like you'd be so surprised, right? So much work has been done to, you know, conversations, side conversations, phone calls, like, just every day. And then it's like, man, what do we do now? Well, we just sit back and watch the ish show.
Yeah.
We just sit back and watch it just all fold and crumble while they just continue to say, well, we'll just put ourselves in more debt. Oh, you sure you want to do that? You sure you want to tell other countries you're in more debt? Yeah, I think great. That's a great idea. Sure. So that's why it's like, you sure you want to keep doing that? Play this game? I think you just made a bad bet. And it's going to come time to roost. And the bad actors that need to go to prison or whatever other means when it comes to this, because you've used government funding to win in your plays this entire time, and everyone knows this. And I'm a musician and I know this. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come
Well, I have
on.
to say, with everything that's coming out at the moment, and people can go and look for this themselves. Go and have a look at,
Exactly.
Bernanke and Paulson and they said much the same. It might be a word different here and a word different there, but it was much the same building up to 2008. And it wasn't just within America. It was also the same for the Bank of England, and it was the same for
Right.
across Europe. And
Is the
I
members.
paid attention back then, and nothing changed, nothing stopped. People actually, there will be people out there that are shocked to find out market-backed securities and credit default swaps are still a thing because
Yeah.
they literally stopped nothing. They give them a free pass. And for me personally, in time we'll see where we were correct as a community, where we was wrong. But ultimately, the big stuff, like you said earlier about the ifs, the ifs. Well, the ifs are the ifs until it's over. But the big stuff, the factual stuff, the things that we've all got together and we've done the DD on and stuff, is going to be proven. Because I don't think for a single second after 2008, and the fact that they were let off, and the fact no one went to prison, and the fact they didn't bring in all the rules that they should have done, and that they did, they weakened very quickly afterwards. The lip service that we all got, the sacrifice that we all paid, that to find out in 2023, maybe 2024, but when it does go to shit again, they're not going to be able to do what they did after 2008. They're not going to get away with it was market backed securities or it was credit default swap or it was SVB bank. It's going to be real questions asked this time because I know 3.8 million people that hold AMC. And I
Right.
also know across all the plays is 5 to 10 million. And I know we spoke to 10 people, that's 50 to 100 million, that are going to be mighty pissed off that they listen to mainstream media or the Congress. We got an MP, a politician in the UK called Hunt, Jeremy Hunt.
Jeremy Hunt.
Um, yeah, and that's spelt correctly. I have asked so many times, but they assure me his name's spelled correctly.
Okay.
But he came out the other day, and he's talking about, the economy's growing in the UK. It's gone up 0.1%. And it's like, now, if you're busy and you're out there and you've never paid attention, and I'm not a financial advisor, it's never been my thing. I'm not interested in money, to be perfectly honest. It's all people, people,
Right.
people. I only care about people. We're all going to get hurt because we hear these sort of things or we see these headlines that they deliberately put out, like they did in 2007 up to 2008, where everything's fine. Everything's fine. We got it all under control. We're going to sort it. I mean, even Powell saying, it's going to be a soft landing. Well, what's happened to that? And it's transitory. Well, what happened to that? It's like they think we're all goldfish, They think this was only, Yellen, 2021 was saying to everyone, we need to up the debt limit. We need the Congress to act. And now I've seen since then that not only is she back saying we need to do it again, without changing a damn thing, without
Right.
correcting anything that's going on, she wants to do it again. She's also out there advocating that they take that power away from Congress so that her and the President of the United States don't have to go to Congress to get them to agree it in order to be able to do it. Because she's busy juggling the money that's
Right.
left in order to be able to pay the bills. So they've got to get everybody involved. Well, what happened after 2021? And the talk is it's going to jump up to 50 trillion. That is not a small number. That's
That
our
is not
great
a
great
small.
grandkids. And
That's
if nothing
very,
comes in the horizon, how many times the governments go to war because they're banging trouble? It generates income, whatever, whatever, whatever. Go and have a look. But it's a genuine question of the people to say, hang on a minute, not only are our great great grandkids now going to pay the price if this were to happen, and still nothing changed, still nothing be stopped or corrected, we're still going to be paying through the tax and everything else, and we're all going to end up losing. So I'm not anti-capitalism. Capitalism's got its place, but when you fuck up, don't put your hand in my pocket and take what little I've managed to
I
get
hear
and
you there.
accrue. Don't do that. Why is it we got
Right.
to pay the price every time? So I'm hoping with things like this, chats like we've had tonight, people will take a look. So we're now into an hour and 11 minutes. I've got you on because you're the music man. Now, I know there's a few out there, but you are my music man. So really, it's if you're in a position where you can play something or share something, or you want to put something out, or you want me to flag it up while we're chit-chatting and let people know that I watch this at a later date, where to go and what to see, feel free. But the next 10 minutes or so at least, if you're good to run with it, I'm going to sit back and watch Phil for real do his thing.
All right. Hey, no worries. So let me see here. Um, I wish I had more. Let me see here. Let me try to switch this up here. Uh, Inputs. Let's do this here. Well, usually, since I don't have 100% access to the output, I'll try to play like one of my favorite like songs here. It's like one of my favorite beats. It's like a Latin type of vibe, so it's really chill mode.
Nice.
So let me find it here.
Don't be chilling because you're thinking I'm old, bruv. Don't be doing that to me, yeah? Don't do me bad.
No, but okay. So let me find something more hyper. Then let's do that. Then hold on. All right. So let me. This is one of my. This is the community's favorite song. You know, but Fanny Pack is, but also this song. So I'm gonna play this real quick. See if check this out. I'm going to the store. Okay, is that okay? Yeah, that's fine. Just be safe, okay? I promise. Okay, be safe. I'll find out. Let's go. There was a boy full of trees. It sounds so good, but it's not what it seems. As he's walking his dog down the street, a semi truck knocked him off of his feet. Say Billy, 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 say Billy, 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 say Billy, 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 say Billy, 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 Billy. The dust is down, looking yeah. Down. Hey. Billy won't make the sound. There is a way to save the day. APE is the way. Save Billy, 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 Billy. Save Billy, 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 Billy. Save Billy, 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 Billy. Save Billy, 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 Billy. Yeah. Breaking news, a child was just hit in the road by a semi-truck. It seems like he's not going to make it. Yes, you heard that right. Even though there's everything that's saving this poor child, the doctors still believe that he's still not going to make it. So what do? Save Billy, 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 save Billy, 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 save Billy, 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 save Billy, 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 yeah. After a year and some change of being in a coma, little Billy has made it out his coma. Wow. That's right. Despite everything that the doctors were saying, little Billy still had a chance. And so yeah, that's called Save Billy. For those who don't know, now another song that I feel like is an AMC community favorite. I'm gonna play it. Matter of fact, this is actually regarding my homie Boss Blunts, which who you know very well. Uh, you know, this song right here, I feel like it just is everything. You know that how I feel, how everybody else feels. And give me a second here. Let me find it here. What did I do with it? Okay. Okay, give me a second here. It's a WAV file.
You're good. You're good.
Here we go. I named it something else. My bad.
You're gonna be so rich. gonna be so rich. We're gonna be so rich. So goddamn rich. We're gonna be so rich. We're gonna be so rich. We're gonna be so rich. So goddamn rich. Get that money, friend. Yeah. Get that money, friend. Get that money, friend. Get that money, friend. Yeah. Yell it, never tell it, but she always fucking sell it. DS, you don't wanna see us let her free us on power, acting foul, on a boat, in a top, dark money, free and power, reverse people, about an hour's done it, dance to the bigger city, boots, big, river, skated, boots, zipper, I am the butcher, I am the sticker, it ain't it's to the land exchange, I am the butcher, ran the game, it's over, please remember the name, I'm ready, right now, all the same day, we're gonna be so rich. We're gonna be so rich. We're gonna be so rich. So goddamn rich. We're gonna be so rich. We're gonna be so rich. We're gonna be so rich. So goddamn rich. Get that money, friend. Yeah. Get that money, friend. Candy, get that money, friend. Jay, Powell, get that money, friend. Yeah.
So
Love it.
Now this one is how this song came about, right? As I mentioned, as you can see, I am a gamer. If you see I have a gaming living room. I have like arcade machines and all type of stuff going on. I'm a true gamer, OG gamer. Okay, so as I made this song, I was making Meet Kevin had just came out and said that we should sell ape and all type of stuff, right? So I was like, no, we shouldn't do that. So and then it came out that he had like a situation with police and stuff like that. So I made a little video about what happened that night, right? You should check it out. It's like a GTA. If you ever play GTA, the game. So I'm doing voiceovers, like I'm actually him. And so he goes in a club and gets a drink. All the girls are rejecting him and all that, right? So his song comes on, and it's the Fanny Pack song. So here you guys go.
Course light. You know what it is. Okay. I just want a Mac Course Fanny Pack. Don't you want a Mac Course Fanny Pack? I just want a Mac Course Fanny Pack. Don't you want a Mac Course Fanny Pack? Okay, break into the money, Yeah, I got adjustable straps, right size, a small pocket on the inside. Yeah, I know you like that, right? I can go to a festival, or even vacation, or be like me, just keep your hands free. I just want a Mac Course Fanny Pack. I just want a Mac Course Fanny Pack. Don't you want a Mac Course Fanny Pack? I just want a Mac Course Fanny Pack. I just want a Mac Course Fanny Pack. I just want a Mac Course Fanny Pack. Don't you want a Mac Course Fanny Pack? I just want a Mac Course Fanny Pack. $30.99. Yeah, you can look so fine. Yeah, you can look so mean. Yeah, your new mom jeans. Yeah, water resistant. Yeah, got top zippers. Yeah, with 2 sliders. It's customized.
Oh, there you go. I was muted. Some people prefer it that way, Phil. I was just saying this. I really did appreciate everything you've done, everything you brought to the community, all the music, everything that you've been able to show and share, and the effort that you put in. I just wanted to make sure that I got to say that this evening. I think everything you've done has just been perfect and brilliant, and I do genuinely appreciate it.
Listen, like I said, you're one of the people that inspired me to, keep going with this play. Of course, there's plenty of others that's out there. that are definitely motivational. Just FYI, the Save Billy song that you heard earlier, that inspiration came from AMC Bigums, because
Yeah.
that stream, that one night that we were there at that stream, um, the way he described Ape, he said, "Look, listen, we're gonna draw a stick figure, right?" And he drew a stick figure of a kid named Billy. He's like, he's in the freaking hospital, okay? He's got XYZ going on. He's just doing his Bigum's thing. And the way he described the play, it was just so important that everyone understood the urgency to save Billy, right? So that's why you hear that song, "Save Billy." but yeah, so basically, yeah, I was at that stream, guys. I see you guys. I was
Yeah, I
there
see
too.
Diaz. Yeah, I see him
Yeah.
chatting about it. Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's
yeah, the way
so
he described
difficult.
it.
It's
Yeah.
so difficult with 5 to 10 million across every network, social network, and it's so difficult to stay on top of everything. But I do love it when things catch the community. And Bigham's with his matchstick, I thought was absolutely perfect. And we've had beautiful, great moments like that, many of them, some of which maybe we should revisit. Maybe we'll get a few people together, or they can do it on themselves and just go back over, from the beginning and flag up favourite moments and bits that caught everyone's imagination. We always talk about 801 for those who was there. It was an crazily brilliant, unbelievable moment. It didn't really, on the whole scheme of things, add up to an awful lot, but just that, it was like winning the World Cup. It was, especially for me in the UK. It's been 60 years since we've had a win, but it's just a magical moment. Yeah, and we've had lots of them, but people like yourself that can grab that moment and then do what you do is just absolutely incredible. It's just brilliant to see. So well done you, and well done obviously Bigham's and the community for jumping on it. And I mean, that run like nobody's business. That was one of my favourite times throughout this period.
Yeah, and we get, and I think that it's going to revamp once this lawsuit thing goes over, and we could weed out the naysayers. At some point, everybody that's a community, like at some point, we're going to get to a point where it's like, okay, naysayers, please just go this way. Everybody else, we know where we're at. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I work for my
it's hard.
money. I'll spend it where I want. I don't know why. Well, I do know why it's so important to them. In 2.5 years, we've had them constantly saying, sell, 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 sell. These are the very people that are happy, can't take our money quick enough. Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, I saw on here, as you know, with the restream, it comes up, and YouTube, they can comment as well at the same time. But if I see it, I chuck it up. So Boss buying 100 grand's worth of AMC live. Wow, that was an incredible moment, and even that people wanted to come at, but they're gonna come at us.
Yeah,
they're gonna come at us.
I had to see that. I was like, "Yo, he really doing this," and I thought that was dope. I thought that was awesome. Many people, that I'd never seen ever in my life will come to me and be like, shills and bots stuff. Mm-hmm. Oh, you need to stop listening to him. Blah, 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 this, and him. You need to stop listening to this person, that person. I don't know about this person. You need to stop listening to them. It's like, you do realize that I am, gonna listen to everybody, right? Even if I agree with them or not, I'm gonna listen to them and I'm gonna hear them out and I'm gonna make my own decisions, like everybody else is doing.
I've learned to listen to everyone and then take what I need, join the dots up, make an informed decision.
Yeah, I can take a certain extent of stuff. I'm not gonna sit there and listen to cuckoo Cocoa Puff stuff. But if you're a reasonable person and you're explaining a situation and you have evidence without bias things, yeah, I'll give you a listen, and if it's credible, I'll give you a shout out. Like, I'm that type of person. Like, I don't, these shills, man, like, I don't know, they just come and just try to this psychological warfare all day. At some point, you're gonna get tired of doing it, and we're not leaving. So
no, definitely not. We've proven Diamond Hands is not just a gimmick. Yeah, it's not just a gimmick. I mean, the interesting thing for me, many things, but something that's worthy of saying is, for 2.5 years, they've come at me and said, everything, all the tools that they've got, sell, 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 sell. These are the very people that are on the other side we got bots and haters and invisible people with Twitter profiles or whatever, whatever, but they're out there saying
Right.
what they're saying. They've never been bothered about taking my money before. I'm 52 years old. They've been happy to take it my entire life. They've never ever come to me and said to me, "Oh, there's going to be a market crash," or "Oh, there's going to be problems," or "Yeah, we're going to run into difficulty," or "The banks are going to be struggling," or "They've been doing terrible, dodgy things." They've had repeat. They never come out and told me J.P. Morgan and every other bank had repeat fines for some of the most horrendous things that they could have possibly done, and carried on. And then the very people telling me to sell on mainstream media get them on and talk to them like they're heroes. So I mean, uh, JP Morgan is just, oh my God. Go and have a look at the repeat fines.
Yeah.
Go on FINRA, look up the fines that all the banks have had for the things that they've had it, money laundering and everything else. All the things that they tell
Oh
us
yeah.
we can't have crypto because it'll be money laundering. The banks are already doing it. They've always done it. If there's money to
Yeah,
be
they're already
earned,
doing that.
they're in the thick of it. So it's interesting that for 2.5 years, the very people telling me I'm going to lose money if I hold the stock, if I don't sell it, if I buy the stock, I'm going to lose money, are the very people that are on the other side that you think forever and ever have been gladly taking my money. Why is it different this time? And I think if you take a little bit of a time to think that through, it becomes quite obvious.
I agree with that. It's like you've never shown concern until, and then and that's the thing about America. When because I know you're dealing with the same thing, but in your country, we're dealing with it because it's at like the source, and it's like you need to sell, and if you did buy, like you had to use government funding to get it. It's like you're doing the same thing, right? You're doing the same thing, right? Why are you know taunting people that wanted to use funding, extra additional funds from COVID? Why are you downing those people that want to use those funds to get into the stock market? I mean, don't you? Isn't this the place of land and opportunity, or is it not?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So why are you downing these people and making them seem like they're just misfits and this and that? Oh, it's because you know that they made the right call and the right investments, and yeah, we're piling in, and you know what it is, and you don't like that, and so we're at odds because we don't like you cheating. We don't like to see you using fake stuff, to make things, look like it ain't moving. We know. I mean, come on. There's so much spoofing that happened today, like today. Okay, so crime has been happening, and our financial police are asleep at the wheel. Just gonna keep it G. So that's just what it is, man. And many people don't realize this. Even in America, some people still don't realize this here in the States, like where it's happening. They just don't realize it because they're either too caught up with life. They're like, oh, inflation, inflation. I'm like, hey, that guy that's right there with the shades and the ice cream cone and stuff like that, he's giving you his interpretation on what inflation is coming from. We're sitting back watching, like, and he's telling everybody, oh, it's COVID. And he went and said, oh, yeah, inflation came from Putin and us giving money to Ukraine. See, we had to do what we had to do. See, yeah, see, huh? Hope you like that. No, buddy, no, man. Tell the people the cold hard truth, and don't sugarcoat it, man. You know, your banker friends are going through reverse repos and giving it to the hedge funds. Okay, you guys are making your monies that way, and now it's coming. You're getting broke now. You're getting broke and having to come out of more pocket and making us pay. When all you need to do is just be a grown ass man and go check that man that you're afraid to check. That's all that you need to do. I don't know what the problem is. Everybody in different countries can see this. Why can't our country see this? I'm confused. I mean, I don't know. Where you at, Wolfie? Did Wolfie leave? Hello. Okay, so I don't hear Wolfie at the moment, so I think I'm just gonna, I don't know, talk to you guys. Is anybody else in here with me? Just want to make sure I'm still in the chat. I hope I didn't get booted out. Might have been disconnected. All right, who can see me? Can anybody see me? We see and hear you, Phil. Oh, okay. I just want to make sure because I'm like, yo, hello, is it me you're looking for? All right, all right, yeah, all right. Appreciate you guys. All right, yeah. So I mean, since technical issues, what is that? I don't care. It doesn't matter. You know me. This is Phil. I can make this thing shake, baby. It don't matter what you want to hear a song or something. It don't matter to me. I can freestyle whatever I got to do. Oh, look, guys, he's back. Wolfie's back, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, round of applause. I wish I could hear you, Wolfie.
I was sitting there chatting away thinking it was your end. I didn't realise it was mine.
There we go. Welcome back. Welcome back, Wolfie.
Thank you, fine sir. Thank you. I'm sure that you managed. I've seen you do it. You're an expert. Yeah, you're the pro.
Held it down.
You are the man. You are the man. So, in case I get any more issues, I don't want to. I'd like to think we'll do this again.
Yes, most definitely. I
got a few others as well. Jax came on and we did it. I was actually away working at the time, but we did I believe, an interesting. And then the first one for this sort of format, one-on-one, and I can flick the cameras to and fro, and I can ask questions, do a bit of an interview. But you're the second. So I've got a couple of others lined up, but definitely would love to get you back.
Most definitely.
I did have a challenge for you because you are my music man. So I did have a challenge. I've wrote various little bits and pieces, but you're the main man. So I was going to put something. Well, I was going to put something together myself, but I don't think that's really going to do anything justice. But I figured I'll throw a couple of ideas, a couple of things that I've got. You can have it free of charge, absolutely nothing needed for it. You did me a real honour when you did AMC as a movie. I was really touched by it. I thought it was a genuinely lovely gesture that you did, and I'll always have it. It'll always be on my file for later dates. When I got Alzheimer's and I can't remember who the fuck I am or what I'm doing, I'll be able to chuck that on and get a reminder of a great moment that you created. But I'll send something over and we'll give you a challenge. I know you're a busy man. You've got your health issues, obviously, with your arm, a family, and you're a busy man. You're doing everything else within the community. But we'll throw it over, and between now and before the final whistle, you put something to it, and we'll see just how good Feel for Real is.
Well, Wolfie, I appreciate you having me on, and like I said, you are one of the biggest voices in our community, which is why I made the song. So just remember, never forget that. Your voice and your experience and what you know, and everything that you've been putting out for us and inspiring us and letting us know that everything is going to be okay, and letting us see everything and letting us feel everything that you've been through. And to be, you're way over there in the UK. So, and to be in the same shoes as us, it's a good feeling, to know that we're doing this together. So with that being said, I gotta go.
No problem.
Dinner time, kid time. So I appreciate everyone that pulled up to the chat. Shout out to Diaz, Kim, Dana, who we got here, Buzz and Buzzman. So shout out to you guys. Jermaine, shout out to you. And shout out to you too that's watching on the screen. So thank you very much, and you have a wonderful night. And
much love, Phil. Take care, my brother. We'll chat soon. Much appreciated. You're too kind. Have a good evening.
Day, guys.
Thank you, everyone. Much love. We will catch up real soon. Got more guests coming up. They'll be announced in the next few days. I appreciate everybody who's watched. You take care of each other. Stand shoulder to shoulder. I think that's a wrap. Should we finish with the intro? Why not? Diaz, Kim, lovely to see you. Buzzing Buzzman, Jermaine, Kim Baval, everyone who's contributed. As always, much love.